By request, the Glock 48 barricade review in the Nut and Fancy project. Thanks for joining me. The sun is setting. It'll be dark soon enough. I've shot this gun about 200 rounds already. It is pretty excellent. It is basically a single stack Glock 19. That's how I think of it. Some people compare it to the Glock 43X, which is this gun right here with a longer grip. I think of this more of a, I don't know, single stack Glock 19, of which I may have one right here at the barricade. Here's a G43, back in the project. Premium carry gun, love the G43, always have. In fact, if you gear check me, usually these days, this is what I'm carrying. That or a P365. Although that may or may not be in a particular vehicle, the 365. Love the Glock 43. Probably less enamored with the 43X. I've told you guys that before. I just don't like the formula of a short slide and a long grip. Whether it's the 19X, the 43X, count me out. I'll never buy a gun like that. Maybe you love it and there's a good reason why you have it. I get that. So the 48 being reviewed right here, on loan from Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. Give them some business. They support us, we support them. Not by money, I just check out guns on loan like this one, so you can get the content, which by the way is made possible, you guessed it, by TMP Patreon. Yeah, so join TMP Patreon, $1 to $5 a month. Totally worth it. No TPA, honest evaluations, and goofiness in the Nut and Fancy project. By the way, I only have 2 magazines for this G48. Yeah, I could have got more, but I didn't want to put a lot of wear on them if I turned the gun back into Wyatt and company at Gunny's. So what I may do is pause the video and reload. Bear with me if that's the case. I haven't had a jam yet on this gun. It's been 100%, which doesn't surprise me. You know, Glocks are Glocks, right? And again, my shooting range still is this right here, dudes. Out here in the beautiful desert in Utah. So I've got a plate rack. I've got a mini IPSC plate down there. I've got an Evil Roy over here. And then I have a target I'm going to try to hit at 875 yards. I made that part up. Not really. The watch for the review, by the way, is a Nate chronograph by the company Fossil with a Nut and Fancy hands modification for legibility and coolness. And that, by the way, is a luminescent orange. Ooh, so fun. And that is a NATO leather strap that it's on. Hey, I hate watches, Nut and Fancy. Well, a lot of TMPers are getting into the watch addiction, and it's just like a knife addiction, which I've said. There's no difference. I mean, you swap out your knives, swap out your watches, and have fun. You'll be dead before you know it. I ought to shoot slower so I don't have to reload so much. So, I guess a lot of people were wanting this to come out years ago. The Glock 48, you know, single stack. I get it. Here's a 19, by the way. Right here, one of the TMP guns, wearing a tan Glock 17 magazine. Usually for this, I like a filler right here. Running drills out here, I've noticed that you will get jammed sometimes in a Glock 26, a Glock 19, if that magazine rocks back and forth. That was a long time ago that happened. Glock 19 needs no introduction. It is completely awesome. And it jammed. The curse of the desert. Why did it jam? Oh, wait, I was just talking about that. This. It's what I talked about. I like a filler because this little angle change right here can induce jams. I bet you that's it. So funny. God, 19 is awesome. Really confidence inspiring, the G19. This is an ETS polycarbonate mag coming in right here. I've had good experience with these. And they're super lightweight. They've been pretty durable as well. Yeah, I think that jam was the, you guessed it, the Glock 17 mag. I just was talking about that. Use a filler. So, let's look at the dimensional differences between the Glock 48 on the bottom and the G19. As you can tell, there's a big difference in slide width. Doesn't measure that differently. I think this one is 1.1 inches and this is 1.18 inches, almost 1.2 inches. But man, it looks so much different in person. That slide thickness is a very important attribute in concealed carry. I've always said that. It is about the same length, same sight radius. The grips, this is a Gen 4, I believe. It's got those finger grooves, which some hate. I don't really mind them because they match up with my hand pretty good. The Glock 48 does not. Has the same style of magazine release, nice big square, good traction like we've always seen on the Glocks, at least Gen 4 and above. Square trigger guard, same serrations. These are wearing 3-dot sights. Metal, I believe. Yep, and non-trit. Yeah, and these are tritium sights actually on this G48. Two-tone. So they're coming out in two-tone. No doubt it will be a big seller for Glock. The Glock 48, they'll sell a bunch of these guns. It's so funny. I'm laughing because Glocks are Glocks. You guys know I love Glocks. I really do. I have a lot of them in my systems. They are cast members here in TMP. But it's the same formulation, same slide, same trigger. Differences in magazine capacity, thickness, variances. What Glock really needs to do to stay ahead of the game, and I've said this in other GRVs, is they need to make a completely different design. Something different. Maybe something with a, I don't know, crazy, like a double action to single action transition, like a polymer SIG. Something like that. Change it up. Do something to excite the market. I feel like Glock really rests on its laurels a lot. Love Glock, I'm saying that. But they need to get out of their rut and do a completely different handgun. Maybe do a PCC, a Glock PCC. That would really excite the market. They have the money to do it easy. I mean, Glock makes so much money with its law enforcement and military contracts. That being said, these are great designs. They're super competent. I can't say too much bad about them. They're accurate, they're lightweight, they're massively durable. And even a newer design like this, like the Glock 48, inherits the track record in some ways, I think, of this gun. You know, the Glock 19, doesn't it? I think so. The Glock 19 has been in service with the military and law enforcement for so many years. It's beloved. Same with the G17, the Glock 20. And so I think when a new design on the upside comes out from Glock, guys know this and they're like, oh, it's a Glock. Not a new design really. I know I can trust it. I get that. I mean, I just reviewed, and I don't know when it will post, the pretty excellent Mossberg MC1 SC, a competitor to all the subcompact 9s out there for sure, but it's a new design. It's establishing track record. How long will it be when that track record reaches that of Glock? I would say 10 years. Let's talk about magazine capacity before I crank some more rounds. 10 rounds is okay. You know me, I'm a rounds guy. I'm a big fan of the capacity 15+1 without an extended base plate of a Glock 19. However, like I've said in some other GRVs, the Glock 48 might be a really excellent choice if you live in a magazine restricted state where you can only have 10 round magazines. Sorry, California, but California DOJ won't have this on their list because of all their stupid restrictions. But maybe some other states, this would be a good choice. And so instead of running a Glock 19 with a 10 round magazine that has a much fatter grip on it, look at the differences in grip, their widths I'm talking, you're gonna have a form factor designed from the outset for that magazine. Speaking of which, the grip on the G48 is awesome. I have large size hands, fits me good, got no finger grooves to worry about. The traction is medium. I really like the RTF. I like a lot of traction on my pistols. Some guys were out there whining about it and I didn't get it. I could use some more traction on this pistol. I would probably put decal grip or something else on it, maybe some of that A grip material to really lock it down in my hand. I don't think it wanders, but then again, it's not raining, I'm not sweaty, you might have some issues. But 10 plus 1, for a restricted state, it makes a lot of sense. It's an interesting comparison to this gun. Let me shut up and shoot for a sec. It's an interesting comparison though, going back and forth between the 19, the Glock 48, or a G43. Really? So this is what I opt for. I want a short grip, I want a short slide, I want ultimate compactness and ultimate comfort when I'm carrying. Some guys will say, and I totally understand this, they go, well, I've shot a subcompact 9 and I have a real hard time hitting with it. It's just really tough for me, whether you're talking a Shield, a PF9, a Glock 43, a SIG P365. And so for them, a Glock 48 form factor is better. It's more comfortable, longer sight radius, longer grip, and yet you still have that super slim profile that is easy to carry inside the waistband. And actually, I don't think you'll have a problem shoulder holster carrying it either. I know because I shoulder holster carried the Glock 19 for years. I still do. A little bit thick, you know, it will kind of print through your shirt. You need to wear something bulkier, maybe a windbreaker, a bulky shirt, and you won't have a problem. But I get that. So guys will say, well, in order to hit with a gun, I can't hit with a 43, but with this, I can. I get you. Let's go long, well, relatively long on this target right here. Wow, I wasn't doing too good on that target. Shooting to the left, actually. Huh, standard. Aim to the right, nothing. Roger that. Really shoots good. I love the 48. I mean, if you bought this gun, I would fully support you on it. I don't mind the two-tone as well. I think the two-tone's pretty cool. Is it my first choice? Nah, I'd rather have, well, something like this. But like I said, I think it will come out in that coloration for sure. Now, should we stroll down there and shoot on paper? Is it even worthwhile? Yes, nothing fancy, shoot on paper. All right, we'll do it. Let's shoot a little bit more steel and then we'll do it on this G48 infield barricade review. 3 formats now. I've got tabletops, I'll continue to do those. We've got the bunker, paid for by TMP Patreon members, thank you very much. Now we've got infield reviews. I've been really hesitant to do these before because it's usually so darn windy out here. But now it's not, and it's nice. Also, it's harder to get, I don't know, totally complete data like I do for the tabletops. You're talking multiple outings, hundreds and hundreds of rounds shot. But I like this. It's in-camera editing. I love that. And it's fresh. I like fresh. All right, a couple more steel shots. Let me see if I aim to the left on that plate, if I can hit it. I'm sorry, to the right is what I should have said. Yeah, that's the problem. Maybe not. I'm not having my greatest day shooting. Whatever. Uh-oh, failure to lock open. G48, and I don't think I was riding the slide on that either. Plate rack. I suspect the accuracy will be just like a Glock 19. No different. Speaking of which, G19 coming into play. This has a different recoil impulse, the Glock 19. It really does. It's seems like it's a much smoother impulse because there's more mass to the slide. A little bit snappier on the G48. It's minor, but it is there. This is Hall of Fame all day long. The 19 is amazing. Almost every hit with a G19, so it's not me. Yeah, I've adjusted these sights for my eyes, and they're just factory plastic sights. The dreaded plastic sights. They came on the gun and I haven't swapped them out, and I don't think I will. Yeah, definitely some differences in carrying these two guns though. As far as the length goes, as I've shown you, they're about the same, but that is the critical dimension right there, y'all. Critical dimension. And like I said, I would carry a G43 over, well, the 19 or 448, but that's just my mileage. How about competitive options against this gun? It's interesting because I saw the 48 come out, and of course everyone's like, oh, all excited. Oh my gosh, the 48's finally out. We've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's been several guns like this. How about the Walther CCP? That thing is awesome. I brought it out here in this very valley. It was about, what, 15 degrees out, snowing. That thing didn't jam, it's smooth, it's accurate. About the same size as a Glock 48. You know, where's the excitement for the Walther CCP? I think that should be on your list. If you're shopping for a Glock 48, you should be shopping and at least check out my review first. And then go shoot a Walther CCP. See which one you like better. That trigger on the Walther CCP is phenomenal. It is just so excellent. It dominates this trigger. I'm just saying it does. Square trigger guard. Might be a little bit fatter in the grip. I'm just going off memory, the CCP, but totally excellent gun. And there's some other options too, like a Car Arms, what, CW9. Go shoot that. Although that's, I don't think, as reliable as a Glock. And I've basically sold all my cars. I had a PM9, that's gone. Still good guns, I don't hate them, but I don't think they're as good as Glocks. Let's go down range. We'll shoot some paper, see what's up. Let's pace it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards. Stand up, target. That'll help. I have to put lead bags at the base of the target, otherwise it just gets, I don't know, blown over pretty much all the time. God, look at this weather, dudes. This is so gorgeous. Let me spin it around so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. Oh, that's beautiful. Sun setting. There's still snow in the mountains, way off in the distance. Look at that. That is awesome. There's our 40-yard steel plate. And I'll give you this perspective as we shoot at 9 yards with the Glock 48. Just FMJs for now. Okay, I suspect it will shoot about like a 19. Who knows though, we'll see. Now disregard the top target, that's a sight-in target for ARs. And there's an AR hole there on the bottom target. Middle right, bottom target. Ah, I sailed that one. Wow, that is excellent. Woo! Look at that, dudes. That is some great accuracy. Never mind the one I sailed. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. All right, so let's go lower right, bottom target, Glock 48. Shooting very well. My fault. Lower left. Oh yeah, dudes, check that out. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Now let's go check that out. This battery's getting ready to crump. Walk down range, no big surprise. The Glock 48 is extremely accurate. Look at this. Oh yeah! 9 yards standing, you saw it in the desert. This is my first group, not too bad. This was a really excellent group. There's the flyer we're going to ignore. Not a bad group, almost all in the orange just for that one. But there's your accuracy right there, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Glock 48 is extremely accurate. Who knew? Who knew? Oh yeah, it's extremely reliable too. Like I said, your competition will really be, if you're a Glock guy and want to tap into that Glock track record, whether you go with this gun or whether you go with a Glock 19. Let's shoot that, by the way, just because we can. Don't die on me, battery. On the Glock 19, we'll go upper left. I'm kind of have some weird footing, so you can see me shoot. Right about there. Middle left. Uh-oh, that was me. Now we're back on. Basically one hole. Oh! I love it. Top bottom target on the Glock 19, y'all. good trigger control, good breathing. Think happy thoughts. Those 2 rounds just hit the same hole. Zoom in, you'll see it. Oh Glock, how I love thee. Let me count the waves. The waves. And then let's shoot a little bit of this gun right here. The competition against the Glock 48, the 43. Non-X-rated model. 43X. Bottom center with a Glock 43 in competition for your dollars against the Glock 48. Actually, let's go dead center. Harder to shoot because it's smaller. Really hard to manage because it's so small. That's what she said. Middle. Not quite as tight as the other guns. Probably because I suck. But it's a smaller form factor, so that's what you get. And then I'm gonna load a few more rounds in the Glock 48 and we'll take bottom center and we'll see how she shoots. Super accurate, super reliable, slimmer than a Glock 19. Total win. Well, mostly a win. Not as many rounds as a 19. And I'm a rounds guy. When I go with a pistol this big, I want a double stack magazine, usually. Again, your situation could be completely different. Bottom middle. Nothing fancy, you do so much better when you're talking. Roger that. Now these targets, I put in Patreon giveaways. So join TMP Patreon. I just randomly select dudes from Patreon, send them knives, watches, targets, candy, other miscellaneous stuff that they probably don't need or want. Let's go look one last time at the target. A beautiful, quiet desert. No one out here. Slam still out there serving faithfully. That's the Titan truck. So this is my bragging group right here, dudes. Look at that. Oh, we already looked at that one. Never mind. How about that one? And there's the flyer I had. That group is not so awesome. Actually, that was a Glock 19 group. That was a Glock 43 group. This is my last G48 group, which was not amazing. I'll blame human factors. That group is tight. Not too bad right there. I'm gonna concentrate on that one. Pretty excellent accuracy. At least it's capable. Very capable. Couple more rounds on the steel and we'll wrap it up. Love it. A Glock is a Glock is a Glock, right? Hey, the 48 is pretty outstanding, man. I just totally recommend it if that's what you're looking for. We talked about all the dimensional considerations. This one, of course, has night sights on it. It's a great gun, dudes. You'll love it. If you're in the market for something like this, 10 round, compact format. This is not subcompact like a 43 or some of the other options I mentioned. Go for it. It is completely awesome for what it is. Reliable, accurate, inheriting that amazing Glock track record. This is Lieutenant Colonel Nuttin' Fancy signing off, thanking my TMP Patreons. Love you guys. Keeping the project going. Later.